This is the introduction of Unit 1, Lesson 4, Equivalent Ratios Using Tape Diagrams. Let's go ahead and get started in looking at our yearly docs that are important. We've got our big picture, simplified scales, and scope and sequence. Now, looking at the big picture, where does this lesson actually fall within my unit? The students will first do understanding ratios and ratio language. Then they'll go into understand simple equivalent ratios, understand the relationship between a ratio and a fraction, and now they're moving on to equivalent ratios using tape diagrams. This is a 2-day lesson, as you can see in the big picture. Now let's look at the cover page. What is the expected concept or learning target that you want the students to know going through this lesson? If you can see, we've got 2 days, day 5 and 6, equivalent ratios using tape diagrams. That's the course of study number. And we want our students to know I can use ratio and rate reasoning to solve real-world and mathematical problems using tape diagrams. And then they're going to be able to, at the end of the lesson, self-assess themselves. Now looking at the scope and sequence. We've got the unit note, if you notice, is not there because the unit note will always be on the very first page of your curriculum. We have, this is lesson 4, equivalent ratios using tape diagrams, and then it's 2 days there. And then if you notice, it says this is the Alabama course of study. So this is what it's going to what students will accomplish. They'll use ratio and rate reasoning to solve mathematical and real-world problems, equivalent ratios, and tape diagrams. Your course of study, or our course of study for 6th grade, covers all of the variety of models. That's very important as you go through this unit to make sure students understand. Then I'll let you pause the video and read over the teacher note. Then look at the prerequisite skills that are very important for students to be able to accomplish. And those are materials needed. All that is bundled in the student resource pages in Canvas for you. And I'm scrolling down. We've got additional support or resources. Sometimes we need extra support within. And now looking at the presentation strategies. The first day of the lesson should focus on learning how to use a tape diagram with simple ratio word problems as a whole class. Begin the lesson with direct instruction on how to find equivalent ratios using a tape diagram model through the tape diagram, Campbell County PowerPoint, and student guided notes. This is what you'll be working through. You'll have the PowerPoint, start the PowerPoint, and continue that with the guided note page, which is the tape diagram activity page. And then you can see day 2, what students will be doing. You'll be able to do this also in just level 1 in the math playground if you have devices per student, and if you don't, maybe booking the computer lab or making sure you have a cart for that day, and giving students the opportunity to use technology with this.